Happy New Year, all, and especially to you fathers out there. This is another episode of Father's Justice, and I want to wish you all the best in the new year. And it's been a particularly tough year for me as a father, having not seen my children for the extended, incredibly extreme time of 4 years, 4.5 years coming on for my son. I've seen him one day in the last year, and my daughter, who's only 9 years old now, the same age that my son was when the infamous occurrence on North Vancouver at Linmore Elementary took place, where my son was intercepted, interrogated, and taken from me. Since that day, for no reason other than going to pick him up at school, and the rest is a documentary. So let's get to the point. In a new year, I always like to bring something new to these, and what I want to talk is about the lack of fairness and openness which our legal system claims as part of jurisprudence, when in fact it's not. Case in point, in the summer, the other party left to come to Nova Scotia, as I've deposed, and this was against a non-removal order from the Supreme Court. When they returned, they secretly filed, with a lawyer's help, a protection order for what was a 15-second exchange in Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia. The OP and my former mother-in-law created fiction to both slander myself and perjure themselves in court in order to get another year of manipulative control in the lower court, who was not aware of the vast and lengthy case, except for a financial matter held in that court. Now again, this took 15 minutes. 15 minutes. There was no evidence beyond hearsay. And I listened to the recording after I found out about it through this children's school, or rather the school board, in an email. Now, again, what we have here is a constant granting of ex partes and enforceable orders, which represent cruel and unusual punishment. Firstly, to the children, ages 9 and going on 14. Now, given that the higher court, the Supreme Court of British Columbia, has already stated for orders the other party is in breach of, in continuous breach, for 2 years, to provide me with my daughter on a monthly basis and allow my son to make his own choice. He is said to, quote, be able to vote with his feet. This began at age 11. He's now 13. Even if he wanted to, because of a judge who I believe is a deviant and has it in for men, and who has taken, an extreme measure and degree of precaution, as she might say, and caused such strife that the holidays and the continuation of religious freedoms denied my Christian children over a sacred holiday is, again, a violation of the constitutional rights and Charter of Rights as per 1982. And I see this as a constant pattern of the court willingness and seemingly lack of care when it comes to the charter and the rights of men in particular. Another charter issue in terms of the lack of equality. And the supreme order of the land, law of the land rather, is that of the Constitution. And any law or any order which contravenes that is not, in fact, order. It's not an order. It is made moot by the unconstitutionality of it. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm no expert. I'm simply a father who has fought for his children and the custody of my children for going on 8 years. And frankly, at this point, I believe it is in the interests of all Canadian fathers, specifically. I know there are women out there who are suffering as well, but this is not about you. It is about men who still do not have, in 2023, the right to reproductive due process. Reproductive rights of men are non-existent in North America. And this is how I believe the West has set it up. Certainly since the end of World War I. Now, we have to march in the streets, protest, rally, write our Prime Minister, make media appearances, file human rights complaints before tribunals in every province in Canada and territory. We've got to do this for the future of our children and their children. This is incumbent upon us, and we must prevail. This is inequity in the highest form. So I'll leave it at that for now. Continue on with my 10K to hopefully a better future this year.